what to fear about this ancient and medieval India? I know after the very first exam, ancient medieval India full test we conducted, but many of you become panic because many of you could score only 30 or 40 out of this 200. Many of you could not cross even the cutoff. Don't worry, let me tell you, ancient India, medieval India is not at all a fear factor, provided you have a very good plan of preparing ancient and medieval India, knowing the demand of UPSC. So the best solution is nothing, which is 2011 to 2019. Okay, best solution is nothing but knowing these previous year's questions. You check it from 2011 to 2019, you will get an idea. An idea can change your life, am I right? You will get an idea about this ancient India and this medieval India. What to study in ancient India, what to study in medieval India. If you ask me the sources, I would say, obviously, I would suggest you NCERTs. I would suggest you, for example, this R.S. Sharma. I would suggest you Satish Chandra. Sometimes I would suggest you this, what is called, this Ubender Singh. Again, this NCERTs, I would suggest you old edition and this new edition. Or sometimes I would suggest you this Tamil edition, Tamil Nadu NCERTs. So again, there are so many sources for ancient and medieval India. But if you focus on so many sources, you will not be able to do justice to your exam. The best thing is limiting your resources and having a good number of revisions. Okay, what we are doing here, we have comprehensive material for them, which is prepared on this Ubender Singh, NCERTs, R.S. Sharma, Satish Chandra, and even the IGNOs also, and the class programs. But what I am saying is, you limit your resources, and you stick on to very quality reference book or study material and give a good number of revisions. And revise like anything, definitely. And you practice the previous year's questions and UPSC standard model questions. Okay, so ancient medieval India, our UPSC demand is like this. For example, ancient India. I would suggest you start with this prehistoric India. Prehistoric India, there you will study the Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, Chalcolithic ages, their salient features. Microliths were used in this particular age. Domestication of animals, or this settled farming, or wheel-turned pottery. Okay, so they may ask you the salient features of these prehistoric ages. They may shuffle the features and they may confuse you in the exam. Or sometimes they may ask you about the prehistoric art. Sometimes they may ask you about the prehistoric settlements or site and their state. Match the pair type of questions. So prehistoric India. Next, obviously, you will study Indus Valley Civilization. Definitely, Indus Valley Civilization, major site, their locations, their discoveries, major findings, the salient features of mature phase of Indus Valley Civilization, its spread and its socio-economic, political, cultural features, its trade system, and about its religion, about its deities. Okay, so many aspects. UPSC asked a lot of questions from Indus Valley Civilization. After which you will go to this Rigvedic culture, later Vedic culture. Yeah, Rigvedic, later Vedic culture, Vedic literature, the divisions, etc. Very, very important for you. Then you come across, that is Buddhism and Jainism, or religious movements of this ancient India. coming to 6th century BC, 6th, 5th centuries BC, yeah, religious movements of this ancient India, 5th, 6th centuries, okay. So take your religious movements, especially Buddhism, Jainism, their major teachings, their ideologies, similarities, dissimilarities, councils, sect, contributions to art, architecture, literature, their patrons, etc., etc. You have to study here, religious movements. Then you study, obviously, that is Mahajanpadas. Mahajanpadas and these foreign invasions and their impact. Okay, 16 Mahajanpadas are there. Their capitals or their major port cities, trade cities, educational centers. Then the major dynasties which ruled these Mahajanpadas. The foreign invasions of Darius and Alexander and their impact or implications which you have to study here. Then you come across Mauryan Empire. The Mauryan age, okay. Then it is post-Maurya. So Mauryan age, various sources of Mauryan history, the rulers of Mauryan dynasty or Mauryan empire, then their contributions, their achievements, Ashoka's inscriptions, Ashoka's patronage to Buddhism, then these contributions to art, architecture, literature, all these elements you have to cover there. Mauryan administration, especially its revenue administration, that is very important. Then post-Maurya, post-Mauryan age, its status of society, economic, culture, religion, various foreign invaders and Indian successors of Maurya rulers. Okay, so post-Maurya and schools of art, Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati schools of art you have to study. Then you come across this Gupta age. Gupta age, like the starting of Indian feudalism, Gupta rulers, Chandragupta, or maybe it is Ramagupta or Samudragupta, then Chandragupta second, Kumaragupta, Skandagupta. So many Gupta rulers, what were their major reforms and major events during their time. Then the visit of the foreigners and the major socio-cultural economic conditions, status of the women, status of religion, status of Buddhism, Jainism, foreign ambassadors and their visit and their accounts, and the status of art, music, literature, mathematics, science, medicine, etc. You have to study here. Gupta coinage you have to study. Then there is post-Gupta. Then there is post-Gupta age. So this is what the crux of ancient India. If you focus on reading multiple sources, that will simply waste your time. Your focus must be limiting your sources and doing a good number of revisions, and to whatever the sources, that has to be genuine and that has to be comprehensive, that has to be precise also. Okay, so that it will save your time. So take care that when you do these, you solve the related previous year's questions and UPSC standard model questions. Okay, save your time of this ancient India preparation. Then coming to this medieval India. Coming to this medieval India, what you have to prepare in this medieval India, let me tell you, you start with the early medieval India. Early medieval India, which is 750 AD to 12th century AD. The major developments of this early medieval India, where you have to cover, this early North Indian history, early medieval India, North Indian history, and this South Indian history. Okay, this Gurjara Pratiharas, Rashtrakutas, Palas, etc. of Northeast India, North India, East India, etc. Then these imperial Cholas of the South, their cultural contributions, major achievements, the look east policy, act east policy, the trade with the foreign countries. Okay, the status of the caste system, Varna system, status of women, status of Vaishnavism, Shaivism, status of Buddhism, Jainism, etc. You have to study. In the early medieval India, also you have to study about the early foreign invasions, Arabic, Turkish invasions. Then the next module, definitely, that is Bhakti Sufi traditions. Bhakti Sufi traditions. Bhakti Sufi traditions, religious movements of this medieval India, or the intellectual renaissance of this medieval India. So many Bhaktis, philosophers are there, Bhakti Sufi saints are there, their teachings, their ideologies, their philosophies, similarities, dissimilarities, all is important here. Okay, Bhakti Sufi traditions, major philosophies, their major contributions, okay, and their contribution to society, their views on various socio-religious institutions, etc. Very important here. Then coming across the next is definitely which is, this is Delhi Sultanate. Delhi Sultanate, various Delhi Sultanate rulers are there. For example, slave dynasty, then there is Khalji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, Said dynasty, Lodi dynasty. Each dynasty has very powerful or maybe historical sultans are there, rulers are there, their historical battles they fought, or their major reforms, their contributions, their failure, their success, everything very important for you, which you have to go through. Then your next module is provincial empires or provincial kingdoms. For example, Vijayanagar Empire is there, Bahmani kingdoms are there. So you have to study the political, social, historical or cultural aspects of these empires. Because UPSC asked about the taxation system, UPSC asked about the rulers, UPSC asked about the religion, UPSC asked about the literary contributions, UPSC asked about the major cultural work, UPSC asked about the foreign travelers to these kingdoms, UPSC asked about the chronology of these rulers. So you study provincial kingdoms, and next is definitely it is Mughal Empire. This is Mughal Empire. Obviously, Mughal Empire, when you study, you have to study the political history, the socio-cultural, economic history. I mean, I am not saying that you must do the PhD or research in that. Your strategy has to be a very intelligent strategy. That means in a very limited time, in a short span of time, you have to finish ancient India, medieval India from exam point of view. So you highlight this is from exam point of view, you have to approach these modules. Okay. So Mughal Empire, Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb, later Mughals. Okay, these rulers, what are the very interesting events undertaken by these different emperors of Mughal Empire? Major developments, major events, major contributions, major developments in art, architecture, literature, all these concepts important for you. After which you study, there is a small module which is Sar Empire or Sar, Kingdom, Shah Suri and his administration, major battles, etc. Then you study the Marathas, the history of these Marathas, Shivaji the Great and Peshwa rules, okay, major battles, Purandar Treaty, and definitely his relations with these Mughals and his relations, Shivaji's relations with the British. All these concepts very important. Okay, so you take care, this Shivaji or Maratha history is important. And finally, this is advent of Europeans. Advent of Europeans, okay. This is what you have to cover from medieval India. So my suggestion to all of you, don't ever skip this. Actually, many aspirants are doing this. They are skipping ancient and medieval. Don't do that, because I would say this is an area which can be the game changer. Which can be the game changer. I mean, ancient India, medieval India, you see, usually everyone says or everyone expect like this, there is no need to prepare medieval India, 1 or 2 questions. But last year you might have seen that, it's 5 or 6 questions exactly they asked from this medieval India. Ancient India also, there are some years they asked 8 to 10 questions from this ancient India alone. So anytime UPSC can change the pattern. So what I am saying is, this is always a smart strategy that within a short span of time, okay, within a short span of time, maybe it is 5 days or 7 days, okay, within that short span of time, you prepare this ancient medieval from exam point of view, and that is covering entire the previous year's questions and UPSC standard potential model questions, okay. That will definitely help you to solve minimum 5 to 6 or 7 or 8 questions from these areas, okay. Anytime there can be more questions from ancient India or medieval India, okay. Don't ever expect that huge number of questions would be asked only from modern India. Anytime they can change the pattern also. So have a thorough preparation, and preparation has to be based on UPSC point of view, exam point of view. So cover well, and definitely give a good number of revisions also, okay. All the best.